we've got some pretty standard bands coming our way. And we've got myself, Henergy, and Lana on the cast today. Welcome. And right off the bat, we have four jungle bands. So pretty standard stuff. And we've got the King Arthur pick coming through first. He's in a pretty good spot right now, so that's not really a surprise. On the other side, we've got the Ganesh coming over, which post-drama has played to great effect in his last several games, so looking for another standout performance for him. Oh,
Hello. Okay.
okay. Welcome back.
Talk. I was gonna ask, what do you think of this first pick for King Arthur here?
I think the King Arthur is pretty strong right now. Definitely, definitely first pick worthy. I think he takes can tank so much damage and just be a lane bully that yeah, in comparison to the other warriors, he's definitely in the top 5 right now for the solo lane.
That's fair. I'm surprised we haven't seen any other additional auto attackers. I mean, I guess to be fair, a lot of them did just get nerfed, but they're
Yeah, that
still quite prominent. We have Merc open, we have Nem open still. Very intriguing.
it is very
Also,
intriguing. Oh, go ahead. Sorry.
I do think having picking Chiron, hopefully for Chiron, is top tier gameplay here. It only makes sense.
It's true. It does only make sense. And they've run this Chiron Ganesh combo a couple of times now with pretty good effect. On the other side, we do see the Jingwei and the Khepri come through. Jingwei, just absurdly popular right now, super safe, and really caters to the late game style we've been seeing. Um, and Khepri is just, you can't really ever get mad when someone picks a Khepri because that's just so much utility for the team, and that
Yeah,
second life can really change a team fight.
yeah, absolutely. I think it'd be really smart here for the secret seekers here to potentially pick up some kind of execute. Personally, I mean, honestly, this is kind of a rough matchup for Khepri. Henry, you play solo lane, correct?
That is correct.
Yeah, okay. Every time I end up having to pick up Khepri into Ganesh, every single time you're about to hover over someone for the alt, it gets silenced out, and it's the worst feeling ever. So that's definitely something that should be looked at, I think, for post drama. I know he has what 4 stars on Ganesh, so I'm really not too concerned. Um, we also have Jing Chen here. What do you think of Jing Chen solo?
I actually really love this pick. I think that the buff to conduit gem has made him so much more viable, and his clear is actually really good. So I can't say enough good things about this pick. I also think it does pretty decently into King Arthur. I think his just the Jing Chen passive with how much HP 5 it gives you really kind of mitigates a lot of the poke damage that Arthur can do. So.
Yeah,
Yeah,
absolutely.
big fan. And to your earlier point about auto attackers, it looks like we've got the Mercury getting banned out here, as well as the Poseidon, which I don't know that I've seen a Poseidon banned out anytime in the last couple of years, but I guess that's, just one of those gods that's kind of popular right now.
Yeah, absolutely. Very interesting here. We don't see a whole lot of Loki, but I'm ooh. um I feel like Loki can actually do a lot of work here so far, especially onto that Jingwei. Um
For
she has
sure.
so much mobility, but at the same time, like you are kind of forced to alt as soon as you see him jump on you, and then he can just follow you and wait for you with the alt. So I feel like that's actually a pretty decent matchup. And we also see Killshot signature dodgy. What do you think of this?
I don't quite know what to think of it. I think it's not a bad pick with the Ganesh just because he's got no CC immunity, but for the rest of them, I'll kind of have to play it by ear. It'll really depend on what this last probably mid pick is going to be. But you are correct. This is his signature character, so I would expect some pretty big things out of him.
Yeah. I think this actually puts I don't think it puts a ton of pressure onto Chiron, but this is a ton of potential here where you can just show off your Chiron skills. Because if you can somehow cleanse out that
Mm-hmm.
dodgy ult for your Ganesh, oh, that's top tier. I'm always a huge person for, like the carries sometimes have to peel for the supports too. And this is like top tier.
It very
We
much
also
is. Hard
we also have
agree.
Iset and Baba Yaga.
ESET is an interesting one. I like what that does because they were kind of lacking on that objective secure, right? So getting that giant, that big ass circle to provide the healing and the damage is always going to be good. The Baba Yaga, actually, I really like that into the Daji just because of how much prolonged CC immunity you get and just like the extra protection you get from the house crashing down. So I would think that the Daji is going to have to get active pretty early in this. Chiron doesn't have a great first couple of levels. Baba's still pretty susceptible to ganks first couple of levels until she gets her little dash. So um, I don't think that Daji is going to do too well into the Jing Chen. I not do too well. I don't think that she has much kill potential onto the Jing Chen, I should say. So
Yeah, this is going to be a really rough game for Killshot looking at it because, like, yes, realistically, like, he has a couple people he could probably pull in, but, like, are you really ever going for Loki? No. And if you're going for just a Ganesh, like, halfway through the mid game, you're kind of just trolling, right? So his main target prioritizations here, at least in my opinion, would be this Baba Yaga and Chiron. Well, Chiron, you will probably never get and just because
absolutely.
he's so much faster than you. And I think the crazy part about these two picks is, and I don't know if they plan this specifically, is that like Killshot has a lot of early game potential to kill this Baba Yaga because Baba Yaga early damage sucks. Like it's so bad. So that's great. But as Baba gets two of her stacking items on, which I'm assuming Gabba will be going to at least one or two stacking items, like literally, if you just ult at your feet, like Dodgy is not killing you. Like you will kill Dodgy. So I think you're 100% right. Killshot needs to get active early, which is not Dodgy's specialty, but this is why this is his best god. So
Right.
hopefully that'll be good.
Yeah. Very good points there.
Thank you, Patrocles.
Thank you indeed. It looks like we're going to quickly recap all of our picks so far. How do you feel about each team going into this? Do you think that either Order or Chaos has a little bit of an advantage?
Uh, I I think this is the
Which is harder
ism
to answer now that the
Ismommies.
teams aren't up anymore.
Yeah,
um,
I think the IzaMommies need to get active early because honestly, if you're not using that like those sneaky objective calls with ESET, or if you are not trying to find early picks through the dodgy, I think the secret seekers are just gonna run right over them because of their late game scaling. Um,
mm,
but like Kepri can save one person. Like he's
right.
not saving you from a deicide. So like yeah, I think it's gonna come down a lot to how fast the Izamomis can get active early, and I definitely think they have a good opportunity to do so. Fisher is known to be at least relatively aggressive in mid. I wouldn't say he's like one of our top aggro mid laners in terms of pressure, but like he definitely won't get you behind by any means. And Killshot is literally known for W keying. So I think if anything, pressure that Baba Yaga down. Maybe try and tilt Gabba here. We'll see how that goes.
Yeah, I agree with all of that. So, yeah, keys to look out for would be how effective their early game is, how effective they are at shutting down the Baba Yaga, and to a lesser degree, how successful they are in shutting down the Chiron or trying to mitigate that. Um, I think in a matchup between Chiron and Jingwei, Chiron might have the slight edge because Jingwei doesn't have a great early game either, but she is awfully safe, so we'll have to see
Yeah.
how it plays out.
Yeah, 100%. I mean, Chiron and Evan are some of the best ADCs in the Challenger League here. So that's always going to be a matchup to really look for. I think Evan can definitely hold his lane as Jingwei, or just as anybody. He's quite good. Would solo me on cooldown in ADC, that's for sure. Um, but realistically, if Chiron gets an edge here, I don't know how much you've played ADC with Chiron being ahead. It feels horrendous. You just get ran at for free, and you just have to ult away as Jingwei, and that just sounds miserable. So I think as long as these first couple levels in the duo lane don't go overly in the red team's favor, I think it'll be fine.
Yeah, yeah, for sure. It's a very good points there. Before the action kicks off, it looks like Jing Chen has opted into that conduit gem, so I love to see that. I will say I've seen Jing Chen's tend to rush the Warlock staff, and it looks like he's opting to go more towards that sovereignty. I don't think either of those are bad. I think that the sovereignty into the King Arthur makes a lot of sense, but and it looks like on the other side, King Arthur's opted to go into that first tier of the Kusari tree, I think. So, and Killshot opting to go with the Mannequin Scepter. How do you feel? I don't know how much jungle you play. How do you feel about this relative to like the Bombas tree or the Eye of the Jungle tree on Daji?
I'm oddly not mad at this because we were just talking about how Killshot needs to get active early. This is how you bridge that early game. Like dodgy autos hurt in the beginning with Mannequin Scepter. I love playing dodgy. I'm so bad at her. But if you are trying to like cringe in the early game, I mean that's how you do it, right? Like this is why every Arachne usually builds like Mannequin Scepter when they're trying to cheese, right? Like this is the way you do it. You can already see it with that early game damage.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. All of the tick damage really does add up to quite a lot for
Yeah, look
Daji.
at that.
And,
Oh,
and we're already getting some
whoa.
great aggression. That's going to be a first blood onto Loki at just under a minute into the game. So that's absolutely what you want to see if you're if you're an order team enjoyer. So
Yeah.
and a pretty substantial amount of poke onto the E set as well. So I doubt that they're going to be able to exert much pressure. Over here in the duo lane, we've got and over here in the solo lane, we've got a pretty standard
Ooh.
boxing match going on.
Ooh. Oof. Yeah, that's definitely close. I feel like neither of them are going to end up killing each other unless they're actually trolling. But like the fact it's close, that's always exciting to look at.
Yeah.
Oh no, no, please don't. Oh no. Oh, the minion. That
the,
scares me.
the minions doing a lot of heavy lifting with that poke damage there. And over in the dual lane, we've got a little bit of the revert, or I guess more of the same actually. Ganesh getting pretty poked out.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, I don't see any way in which he gets out, and it looks like Jing Chen will pick up that kill.
I wonder where was Killshot coming from? Do you remember where that he was
I
coming from?
From the way he was positioned, I want to say he was coming from maybe that camp off to the right of the mid lane tower, which just bad timing. And it looks like we're gonna get a second blood for Order side here, as Evan's gonna secure the kill onto the Ganesh.
Yeah, this is really good, honestly. For the IzaMommies, because realistically, like I don't know how much you've watched Evan. Evan scares me clearly, Um, we do not want to give this man an early lead. That's terrifying, especially on someone as safe as Jingwei, because you're not shutting down Jingwei. And like, unless it's going to be your Loki, and unless it's going to be late game, because Loki probably won't kill you early game, especially as Jingwei.
Yeah, Evan has incredibly strong mechanics. Just a very well-rounded ADC player.
Yeah,
And it got
absolutely.
has a pretty wide god pool too. So he does well on the Jingwei, but realistically, he does well on pretty much anything. So.
That's fair, honestly.
Um,
I'm curious about this. Definitely seems like there's
don't-
some kind of miscommunication going on here.
Yeah, and we have to bear in mind too. I think there's at least two substitutions in this game. I think one for each team. So there probably isn't quite that same degree of chemistry that we could expect from, a normal game, a normal set between these two teams.
No, that totally makes sense. I actually oddly think both the subs might be from that dual lane. Am I correct in that? I think I am correct in that.
I think
Or
I think
sorry,
it's the solo lane. I think it's the solo
yeah.
lane actually, yeah. Which that's fine. As substitutions go, that's generally not a bad place to put them. Just because of how solo lane is and operates. Yeah. Yeah. Between Patro and I think we've got a good analysis going for anything that happens in solo lane. But as far as duo lane goes, it looks like pretty much every ranked game I've played in the last month. Just a lot of, or rather not a lot of early aggression except for the one kill, and some decent poke on both sides. So, I was kind of expecting us to see another Daji gank, because at this point she's got probably a level to half a level lead over the Loki. And I also, on the other side, was kind of expecting a Loki gank at this point, since usually when you hit level 5, that's when you want to at least try and make a play somewhere.
Yeah, the junglers are definitely biding their time. I definitely loved the idea of what Killshot was doing in the early game, but it seems like that one out of position just kind of like shut him down, which I don't think he should worry too much about, because honestly, like, it's just one early game kill. It wasn't first blood or anything.
Right.
Okay,
we got some action onto the Baba, but being so close to tower, that's a pretty easy escape for her. So
I mean, to be fair, I guess, like, their entire team, except, well, now Dragon Cat.
Ooh.
Oh, wait, hold on.
Action onto the Arthur, and was that
no.
a missed Loki ult?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, you hate to see it. That's that's some miscommunication.
Oh no. Oh, that's such a feels bad.
It really is.
Play Loki, that's my life. Yeah. Realistically, like, it's really hard right now for Killshot to gank, honestly, because realistically, outside of that gank that just occurred with the red team, like, they are all, like, Gabba is on her tower line right now. Chiron is on his tower line. Doesn't seem to matter, though. Nice early rotation out of Lucent made that quite simple.
Yeah, I think the extra reassurance of having that Khepri ult nearby, probably just enough courage to to dive in there. And it looks like Ganesh didn't expend the ult, so I'm kind of wondering where Gabba got caught out.
What's on Earth?
Oh man, we got a pretty. I mean, and Chiron's gonna fall here, but yeah, getting a lot of pressure early off of this Daji.
Yeah, there we go. Just when I said I'm surprised Killshot hasn't been, both of us said Killshot isn't ganking. Well, here we go. We figured it out now. 3-1 already on the Daji. That's really nice to see.
For sure. So we're at a little less than 10 minutes. We've got 5 kills on the board in total. About a, what is that, 1,300 gold lead going towards order side. And we've got a Scorpion going down. I am not sure who got it there. Ganesh might have been able to secure that actually, but I didn't see the gold, so I'm not positive. And talking a little bit about mid builds, it looks like both of them have opted to go both of them going stacking builds, but kind of focusing on different things. Looks like we've got the Book of Thoth coming out for the Isis, but oh goodness, for the E set. Old habits die hard. I'm gonna do that every time. And Baba Yaga's going Warlocks.
Yeah, I mean, stacking items is just the best thing for mid right now. Mid feels kind of not the greatest role right now. Definitely better than the last couple patches. But majors just haven't felt that insane, so you might as well just wait for the late game anyway.
Yeah, you're absolutely right. The last couple of patches, it's felt, for lack of a less polite term, suboptimal. It hasn't been great for a lot of these mid laners. So
100%.
stacking and double stacking has very much been the way to go. And we got some pretty decent scrap breaking out here. Quick pull out of the Daji, and Loki's gonna fall to, I guess, damage from out of that E set. A lot of.
I just really want to shout out post drama here with these crazy silences. Even though anime ended up falling, like, I honestly think both either him or Gabba should have fell way before that first initial Daji all came out. So
Definitely. Oh, you know what would have been great here is if we'd had a Jing Chen rotation. Just because of how grouped up they were. But yeah, there's another kill on the board, and now the Loki's 0-2, which is not ideal. At this point, what do you do if you're down? You're actually even in levels, but you're down in kills and down in gold. So you probably focus on farming at this point, right?
you think, absolutely. I'm a little bit curious out of, now that I'm really thinking about the blink out of anime, because I don't think I've really seen him engage too much with that blink. Like, you see, it's currently, like, it's not on cooldown, and he came into the original fight with just his ult. So maybe a beads here would have been the play if you want to initiate with your ult, because you have to know that at that point you have no beads, you have no ult. Daji's just gonna kill you every single time. That's just how she's
Yeah,
able to win.
I would tend to agree with you. I think he could definitely be getting more utility out of the beads. I think realistically he should have bought that first when he saw both the E set on and the Daji getting locked in. And that's to say nothing of how many times he's gotten pulled or rooted by Khepri. So hard agree on that. And it looks like we've got the Trebuchet going down in mid. I don't really know why you'd send that out. I guess they probably feel the need to exert some pressure just because they haven't had any really in any lane. But I don't think they got very much out of it.
Yeah, I mean, realistically, yeah, the only kill that the Secret Seekers have right now is Metro on Xing Chen. Now, I'm not trying to say that Xing Chen is bad at carrying, but that's not who you would expect to be your hard carry.
No. Yeah, very few times has any caster been able to say they were carried on the shoulders of their Jing Chen. It just doesn't happen.
King Arthur.
Right. Oh.
Yes,
but he is dropping pretty low.
Ooh,
now I think that would have been a huge kill over in the solo lane, but King Arthur's just at this point he's not gonna die without probably without a concentrated dive with multiple players. So
this is so rude. Wait, did Lucent just ult himself?
What I think happened is he tried to ult Daji, but because Daji went up onto the Paolao, it made her untargetable. So
yeah, I just find it funny. Just I was like, wait, hold on. What's not nice to see is having poor Jing Wei chipping down at the tower at 12 minutes in, and there's nothing your poor Chiron carry can do about it. Oh, that was a. Oh
Now,
no.
I have so many questions, most notably, why is Jing Chen over in this lane at all? But perhaps some questions are better left unanswered.
Well,
Uh,
I feel like there's a lot of miscommunication happening with the Secret Seekers. Like, we've seen it before, like, Loki hasn't been able to get a gank off, and I'm just not sure if that's because we don't have anyone calling out timers or any like ability cooldowns or something like that. Or just like Metro being over here in general. Like, unless like everyone is coming over to kill this Jing Wei, which I still feel if you kill her anyway, but you know, you might be able to now. Oh yeah.
yeah,
Ooh.
I bet. Oh, almost. And that's a great kill actually to get onto the Loki. That's gonna get him a little bit more parity in this jungle matchup. And I don't know if that made him tick up to 12, or I guess up to 13 now, but that had to have been a huge kill for him.
Yeah, absolutely. Because if we're looking at the gold permanent, oh wow, that is
Interesting.
a big oh man. Yeah, Evan's
Oh,
really far ahead. And this is what I was worried about before, right?
right.
And I'm glad that he did, like, you could tell off of that, like, we'll just say here that Metro kind of slightly inting over onto that left hand side may have actually just like had Evan feel like that he's got the safety in the world, and that was just like the big brain play so Anime could go over. That's why. In my brain, that's how it happened.
Yeah, that makes perfect sense.
Ooh.
Oh, good use of the ult there from the Loki. Let's see now if he can.
Ooh.
Oh, good pick off and great Ganesh ult there to help secure that kill.
Yeah, that was interesting. Realistically, if that Ganesh ult didn't happen, I am. Also, did Killshot just not hit any of the Paolo damage onto Anime?
Yeah, he was
Yeah,
invisible,
he's invisible.
so.
Oh, that Loki invisibility is OP. Like, because if he got pulled in there and it was just those two, like, I Killshot wins that 100%.
Yeah, definitely. Yeah, the Jing Chen, I don't agree with this build at this point. I don't think Pridwin second is the play. I don't know that it's. There are better items that you could be getting at this point. So, a spectral, a breastplate. Anyway, won't dwell on that too much. Could we look at wards?
Interesting.
It's time to talk about my favorite stat in the game, ward placement. And this isn't the worst. We're only 16 minutes in and we've got a total of, what is that, 18? No, I guess that just ticked over. So 6, 6, 5. Yeah. We've got pretty decent ward coverage. A lot of the time when you see teams getting down early, you see them stop warding. And it doesn't look like that's actually prevented them from warding this much, or that much, I should say. We've still got a good...
definitely in the target lanes that you'd be expecting. That actually hasn't been the case. I mean, as long as Anime is knowing where people are and he's expressing that to his team what he wants to do, he's kind of in some way a walking ward. Oh no, we got another missed ult though.
Oh, too bad.
Oh, and post dramas in No Man's Land. Okay. These are some interesting fights, I'm not gonna lie.
I kind of like them though. They've got this really like frenetic energy going on.
True. The Secret Seekers need to get out of Dodge like yesterday though.
Absolutely.
Yeah. Oh.
Yeah. Oh, we got a... Oh, okay. Well, Gabba picks up a kill. It looks like Chiron is gonna fall here. So 1-for-1 trade
Wait,
so far.
no way, that just happened. No,
Oh man.
no. What is this?
A good, albeit late Jing-Roshi,
Beautiful alt
and
coming
a
out of
great
Lucifer. That was
Khepri ult to
great.
kind of redeem that. Yeah.
Wow, there was a lot that just happened there. One thing I do want to mention, and I can't not laugh at it because clearly I've done this a lot of times. Like the clip where I Ganesh alt, Adonza alt. Yeah, I don't know how many people have seen that. But that was rough. But the same kind of thing happened here, where post drama accidentally walled off Gabba in that last fight too. So Ganesh ult is just sometimes you don't play for the other team too.
Yeah, I think I cast that game with the with the Ganesh block actually. Yeah, but a pretty good pyro here.
Wow.
And a good Powwow, although I don't think that Daji can really follow up off of that. But the ESET will, so I guess it's okay.
Oh, and King Arthur can just do King Arthur things. You love to see it. This looks really fun and interactive.
Oh, that was a good Ganesh ult, though. Gaining space. Gabba is gonna fall. Potentially... Oh, that was a huge Jing Chen fall. Unfortunately, I don't think there's enough damage to really follow that up.
Yeah, that's unfortunate. Yeah, I don't know. It kind of does look like the IzaMommies are just kind of running them over at this point, and it's kind of yeah, it does make me a little worried. Just because they have like Jingwei here is already, I wouldn't say fed, but Jingwei late game to Chiron late game. Personally, I would go for Jingwei just because the crit.
Sure.
But I mean, realistically, like it's a what, 2.5K gold down? Like that's really not that big a deal. So I feel like as long as they at least keep this pace somewhat consistent, and it doesn't get a lot farther of a gold lead than this, I actually am really liking the Secret Seekers late game draft. We can already start to see Gabo pull out a lot of damage.
Yeah, for sure. Baba can really output, especially with how much setup they've got on that team to kind of lock them in for all of the damage coming out of the hut, the house, the dwelling. So let's see. We just saw Pyro go down. It looks like Gold Fury's probably down for another 1.5 to 2 minutes. So at this point, it looks like maybe people just try and find a pick.
Oh, it's rude.
Which is rude. I don't know why you'd necessarily want that pick to be on the Jing Chen, but I guess take what you can get. I eat my words. Looks like we've got Chiron split pushing in the left lane as well. Gonna get at least 1 full wave, maybe 2 full waves into tower. So I would imagine that tier 2 in left falls down.
I feel like they gotta like at least put some pressure on fire now. Yeah, of course they do.
Yeah, and that's the right call.
Yeah, like I understand why they're going for Xing Chen there. It's obviously not the ideal pick, but he had no mana. Like, and honestly, like the Secret Seekers have not been coming over in spades, so you kind of know you get that free pick there. And post drama's gonna fall as well. Yeah.
Yeah, post drama just really caught out and isolated from any of the teammates that could have supported him there. And I don't know if that was mostly due to the zoning by the King Arthur or maybe just on a different wavelength, but that does raise the gold lead to, I guess it's about the same. Actually, I thought it was going to be larger. But yeah, we're at 22 minutes, so we could probably expect both teams to start posturing around the Fire Giant a little more.
Yeah, 100%. I mean, Chiron's pretty much done all that he can over in that lane. I really wouldn't expect him to continue staying in that lane now that both the towers are down, like unless you're planning to go for a Phoenix. But like then you kind of just feel like you have to give up fire because it's, I definitely feel like they have a lot of room now to actually put some pressure down and actually be able to stand their ground.
For sure. And it looks like Patro's highlighting the Spear of the Magus pickup from the Xing Qin. Not something you see every day. But it also doesn't itemize too badly with the rest of the characters on his team. You've got a lot of long-range damage to kind of capitalize on whatever he follows up with, so maybe that's a secret Jing Chen strat that I'm up to this point unaware of.
I mean, we see it on a lot of supports, actually. He's definitely going a more supportive Xing Chen build, obviously, besides Conduit and now Spirit the Magus. But realistically, if you're going to go a damage item with that build, I actually really like this here. You can see it with a lot of like SPL support players. Like, I know PBM runs it all the time. So like you can just see with this, Metro's really hoping here that Gabba and Chiron could do the majority, or even Loki here to do the majority of damage. He's not trying to deal damage like King Arthur. And it looks like,
Ooh, pretty substantial fight breaking out. We've got the Khepri ult popped, the Ganesh ult popped, the Loki ult.
Oh, no way it gets popped. Oh, I'd be so mad.
Oh, but that's what we were talking about earlier. We had a Jing Chen pluck into the Baba ult damage.
Yeah.
And now we've got like the barroom brawl equivalent of Smite going on. The team is extended, tables are getting thrown, chairs are knocked over.
That's where the good Xing Chen ult is. Oh no. Yeah, I can definitely see the Seeker's plan here, but Arthur is just doing a hell of a lot of work. Like, holy cow, how is that man still alive? This is illegal.
Yeah, Khepri also falling quite low. And Chiron forced to Aegis there. Is this where we see the turnaround? As it turns out, yes. Yes, it is.
You're kidding. Arthur's still alive. What?
Yeah, I
that
mean...
man was in the back line for like 2 minutes, and he's somehow not dead. Oh.
Yeah, I mean, he's only got the Spirit Robe, Sovereignty, Glad Shield. I mean, he barely has any tanky items at all. Yeah.
So, you know, just King Arthur things, really.
Just King Arthur. Yeah.
Yeah. I think they gotta shut down with King Arthur, because I know Evans, their whole team's doing work, honestly, the IzaMommies. But King Arthur is not allowed to run in my back line for 2 minutes, and he's still alive. Oh my goodness. That is so frustrating. Yeah, I think at this point, like, you really just everyone's just gotta do a 180 turn and be like, hey, this guy gets to die. Because I honestly think at this rate, if Arthur dies, they're gonna be missing out on a lot of damage.
Yeah, they're going to be missing out on a lot of damage. I think, honestly, they're going to miss out, maybe not more, but maybe on equal terms with how much space he's able to create. Because Khepri really can't, like, he can support, but him supporting from the front isn't great, and there's post-drama going to fall. Again, being just a little bit too far forward of where it's safe to be. Looking at the map, it looks like Chaos Side doesn't really have any wards in the vicinity of where he fell, so... Yeah. Just an unfortunate...
enough, he was actually ahead in XP, by the way, from Lucent. That is so funny, honestly. You can tell the difference between starters here. That's crisp right there, where you can see that difference. Actually, Patrocles and I were playing a game earlier when I was like 3 levels down, and I'm like, hey, do you want to know why? It's because I chose Benevolence. Like, straight up. Oh, that's so funny. What?
Yeah. Oh, go ahead.
Sorry. What do you think the game plan here should be for the IzaMommies? Do you think they should just strip towers? Do you think they should push a Phoenix at all?
I think at this point, stripping the towers is probably the play. I don't have the timers up in front of me, but I don't think they have more than maybe another 90 seconds of it, so they could probably siege 1 Phoenix, but it isn't the enhanced Fire Giant. So I think what they're doing is smart, getting that last tower, maybe clearing out some jungle camps, and then it looks like we have those starter item upgrades are starting to come in. So just making use of all that gold. Looks like Killshot's actually got 2,500, so yeah, just gotta spend that gold.
Yeah,
Oh,
absolutely. And
speaking
now
of
we're in like,
which,
oh,
that is
kill
Loki
shot.
doing Loki things.
All right.
Which is not good for the IzaMommies because he's got the completed Bumba's spear at this point, so that's a huge power spike.
Yeah. It realistically, like, a lot of these next couple engagements are really going to rely on anime getting these next few picks, because in every other role they are down. They're either even or almost significantly down. Metro, despite getting that early kill, has been 2 levels down now, just based off of the damage that the IzaMommies backline has been able to do for him.
Mm-hmm.
So, yeah, I definitely think at least until GABA can get to that level 20 and hopefully upgrade her starter or finish off, I'm assuming that's a Soul Reaver. I definitely think a lot of the pressure is going to be on anime to find these next couple ticks.
Yeah,
We do
absolutely.
have a contestant for Primal. That's a beautiful.
Oh, that was a great interaction there.
Channel. Oh my gosh.
Huge shutdown onto the east side there.
Chef kiss.
Now,
That was
can
a pretty
they...
leg piece coming out of Chiron. I think. Oh my gosh! No way. No way he gets. Oh my goodness. Huh?
Oh, he's got the blink.
Interesting. Yeah. He will get out because he is playing Tanky King Arthur.
He is playing Tanky King Arthur. I don't know about the Baba ult there. I don't think that they really had the space to aggress any further. But
yeah, I agree. Yeah. Yeah. I think the only person that can actually kill this Arthur right now is probably Anime, honestly. Like, I don't see Chiron winning. We don't see him clearly win that trade right now. Yeah, I don't know. How do you want to get rid of this Arthur?
I feel like no, that's a great point. I think the Baba ult, you kind of need to just focus fire on this Arthur. I also think that Chiron right now is building into that kin size. I think that's going to do quite a lot to at least make the Arthur not get out of here unscathed.
What do you... Oh, I'm not gonna lie.
Oh boy.
I'm confused about the fail knot. What are you thinking on the fail knot for Chiron here?
I don't love it. I do think it kind of fills that same role that the Spear of the Magus fills, like just the increased damage. Yeah. Which can be helpful, especially if you're trying to get rid of that Arthur, but I don't know, a crit and Chiron to me just doesn't quite go together.
I don't mind crit on Chiron in general, but I feel like Fail Not adds so little crit. It's not like the Wind Demon crit, where I feel like Wind Demon, if you have Wind Demon, for some reason your crits are not like 20%. Like I think it's 20. Is that correct for Wind Demon?
I believe so.
Yeah, where it's actually not 20. I swear it's at least 40. With Fail Not, it really is like that, like 15 or 20%, whatever it's sitting at. Like it really, it feels so rare to get a crit. Ooh, and it looks like anime. Oh, wow. Okay.
Oh, huge fight breaking out. We've got the Jingchen falls and the Daji falls, and it looks like
one dead Loki. Yeah.
Oh, there come the crits.
For some reason, we cannot see any of the names, but oh, interesting.
And wow. Evan's gonna collect the triple kill.
Looks like we got some late game Jingwei stuff going on.
Yeah.
Sounds
and at this point, they're gonna start up the EFG, which is the right call, I think, with 3 down for the Secret Seekers. So what do you do at this point? Do you just kind of have to turtle and hope for picks?
I really do think that they do have to really, because they're clearly not winning these engagements. Because like, what is it? Has Arthur died yet? Arthur still hasn't died yet, right?
I don't believe so. Yeah, I think he's still deathless in this. 4-0 and 7. Yeah.
like I think, yeah, the only person who's consistently dying here is Killshot, and I don't know if he's doing that on purpose or not, but clearly that's working for him. But I think one thing um is like hopefully like have Killshot fey himself enough where the rest of the team feels like they want to save him. And then when they put that pressure into him on these sieges, to stay alive, then you could go in, because they expended resources trying to get him out, perhaps. But
Mhm.
yeah, this is quite grim, honestly, from where we're sitting. Um,
Yeah,
yeah,
the gold lead has kind of ballooned up from like the 1500 it was before, and now it's about 15K.
yeah,
So pretty substantial lead for the IzaMommies. And now it looks like they're grouping to probably siege this left side Phoenix.
yeah. Yeah, we can see it with the 32,000 damage coming out of Evan. Oh, that's great.
Yeah, that tells a story all by itself. With Arthur, who, let's not forget, Arthur has done a ton of damage and is
And that's
still.
exactly what I didn't want to see. Oh no.
Yeah, although
No.
Arthur is quite deep, but that Kepri ult
Oh,
is just gonna redeem
that
it.
was a really beautiful Capriol coming out of Lucent there.
Yeah.
Um, that was like quick. That was a real quick one because realistically, like I'm pretty sure the auto was already coming out
Mm-hmm.
from those backliners, and that would have killed him. But it was like picture perfect, frame perfect. Very
Yeah.
interesting. Did Killshot miss his Callow again?
I think he missed it or he had to use it just for escaping. Um,
That's
so I'm not sure which.
does
Um,
look like they lose that left Phoenix. But I think they actually could really capitalize off of this mid Phoenix here. Yeah, they are getting real greedy with this.
yeah.
Oh, that's
Huge
such a
Ganesh
beautiful
ult, but
potential. Come
unfortunately
on.
that's gonna
Oh,
be a lot of their single target damage just gone.
yeah. They're just letting the Izamami sustain. And that's not what you need in this situation. You need some kind of burst. And it looks like Gaba, as much damage as she is putting out, she does have the most damage on her team, and it's not close. But I feel like we definitely need more immediate damage. Yeah, now we're seeing this down.
Yeah.
Oh,
So they're in a pretty rough
oh,
spot. Post Drama's gonna get caught out.
wow.
Gaba's gonna fall. The ESET ult's gonna drop. I probably would have
Oh,
waited and done that on the
beautiful. I
Titan.
love that. That's funny.
There's that Kepri ult coming out again for somebody diving in the fountain. So, ooh, that's got to be like a 700-800 spirit ball right there. That Chiron just disappeared, and
Wow. Yeah,
that'll be game one going the way of the IzaMommies. So,
yeah. Oh boy.
so what do you do to adjust going into game two if you're the Secret Seekers?
Oh man. All right.
Or
I
maybe
mean,
what don't you do? It could go either way.
I don't. I actually, as much as I was worried about um anime on Loki, I actually didn't mind that pick. He was consistently able to pressure out Killshot until those last Phoenix sieges, which is difficult for Loki to really do, to be fair, when they're all grouped so closely together. Um, I
Yeah.
really want to see Chiron on a non-ability pick, because I feel like if the goal here, like, and I feel like it's really like like the plan here, like it's almost like they were building as if they were ahead. I noticed that. Like for instance, with that fail knot, if you are going in for that purpose, um, you're going to be standing still. If you're standing still as Chiron into their current comp, like getting your alt off, because that's how you proc fail knot, right?
Right.
You are going to get one shot by Dodgy jumping onto. You're going to get, like you saw, a spirit ball right to the head. You're going to get two crits from Evan right to the head. Like you don't live. You know what I mean? So I'd like to see something like if he does want to go with that fail not route. Actually, personally, I kind of love fail not on carries, depending on the carry. Um, but if you want to play that fail not route again, maybe someone that has an easier alt to proc it with, if that makes sense, where you're not
Sure.
so stand stillish. That might add a little more threat. Perhaps with a jungler that maybe also applies crit better. So, for instance, having like Mercury, I know Mercury was open at least in the first
Yeah, in the
uh,
first
phase.
phase.
Yeah, so maybe perhaps we could switch up the jungle there. Maybe having a hunter that could be in the mid that does crit or something. Something that kind of fleshes out crit a little bit better, if that makes sense. If we're gonna go down that route.
Yeah, for
Uh
sure.
yeah.
Um, so looking at bans, again, it's pretty standard stuff. We've got the Kali getting banned again, along with the Umoja and the Khepri, and then we've got Susano, Mercury, and Persephone on the other side.
And we have a shock first pick. Hold up.
Yeah. I mean, to its credit, Chalk doesn't do too badly into King Arthur. Chalk's early game is probably for the first 5 levels is as good or a little better than King Arthur, and after that it starts to decline a little bit, I think.
I
Uh,
actually, I like contrary to most people, I actually like Shock. I actually don't think he's as bad as everyone says. He's not gonna solo your backline most of the time, but like to be fair, a lot of warriors late game can't do that very well. So like if
True.
Metro is here gonna trying to play that like half support solo lane like he was trying to do on Shang Chen. I actually don't mind it picking the shock here. I think picking it up so early is very odd though, because you
Agreed.
don't need to prioritize shock like at all. We
No.
also see, please no, please don't do Mulan. No, come on.
Now,
No, no, no.
I really love Mulan. I don't love Mulan as a support. Um, but I
Oh,
suspect, oh, or maybe we'll get lucky and it's Mulan Jungle. That would also
Mulan
be
Jungle doesn't do well here either. Like
well, but it would be better than support. I'm trying to find a positive. Uh,
I like oh like I actually like the
I do
thing
like the
with
Morgan though.
this is nice. This I actually like because you can get King Arthur off of you, you can get Evan off you on this Jingwei. That's really nice. I am very worried for this Mulan pick though, because what does Mulan do into Arthur? What does Mulan do into Jingwei? Like, if you're support, you're gonna get blown up in 4 autos. If you're jungle, it's 1 auto. Like, there's literally like there's no way that Mulan can sufficiently kill Jingwei like late game ever. Like, there's nothing you can do. Like, even if you're full damage, there's no way. Like, because we can't rely on Evan not using his relics or something like that.
Oh man,
This is,
and the Nemesis
oh,
has made its way through. I think last game, I'm not even sure it got banned at all last game. Uh,
I don't think it did.
my gut says no, and they've got King Arthur, Jing, and Nemesis, which is by most accounts a pretty strong first 3 picks. So we see the Bakasura getting banned out. That's pretty standard, although Nemesis kind of counters Bakasura, so I'm not sure you needed to do that, but still sensible.
I mean,
Um,
yeah, Baka is just a
he's such a
pain.
bully. Yeah.
Yeah, he's such a pain. He's trying to get ahead. And honestly, if anime is doing that much to kill shot, like between Loki and Daji, then I actually don't see a problem here with it, honestly. It is a little odd because you really could consider that Shock or Mulan could technically jungle. I really don't love either of them in the jungle all the time anyway. Like Mulan's not bad, honestly, but like yeah, I don't know. Definitely interesting.
For
that they
sure.
both jungle solo-ish bands coming out of the IzaMommies. Um, I maybe would have wanted to see that towards hunter picks or maybe support picks. Kind of really,
Hmm.
it's almost like they're kind of asking for post drama to play Ganesh. They're kind of almost
Yeah.
wanting to play Ganesh here. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
They can go into that comfort pick again because they're almost like, here you go, right? Um, what do you think you'd like to see out of the Secret Seekers here in their last couple picks?
I mean, I would like one pick that I'm kind of surprised we haven't seen yet because it hasn't been banned at all is Freya. So I'm kind of wondering if we're not going to see that here because she is quite strong right now. And it would make sense if they want to go like that physical style support. Of
Is it
course,
not?
that's not the war. Oh boy. Okay, okay. Actually, this might make a little more sense. So maybe it's Athena jungle. um, oh man.
I'm thinking Shock solo,
Mm-hmm.
Mulan jungle, Athena support. No, okay, but let's get extra crazy here. We're gonna have Shock jungle,
Okay.
Mulan support, and Athena solo.
Well, that just makes me unhappy. Uh, but we can't rule it out because this has been a little bit of a chaotic set. I am wondering what Lucent is going to go here. He's already had his staple picks, like his top three characters, gone. I guess he's got the Terra, and I just wasn't paying attention. So we're going to see the Poseidon. Not a bad pick. Not a great pick. I'd put him probably in the middle of the pack.
I honestly, I think this is one of the better metas for Poseidon right now.
Sure.
Um, especially like, I mean, to be fair, uh, oh no, oh no, it is Shock. It Shock jungle, guys. Oh
Okay.
no, you lost me. You lost me. No.
But it's never been tested in the field before. No.
Oh,
Okay, but this isn't the
honestly,
total loss because it does make Mulan be in the solo lane, which is where she does best, and that's about all I have to say on that.
is that where she goes best? I guess. Does she do well anywhere? No. So I guess technically, solo's okay.
Solo
Um,
is fine, but that's
oh
about
man,
it.
I just yeah this is interesting honestly. The fact that we are able to get Evan on Jingwei again and Dragon Cat on Arthur again, oh man, yeah. I'm intrigued here honestly because yeah, I think just based off the draft alone, I obviously have to give it over to the IzaMommies.
Yeah,
Um,
they do have a pretty rock solid draft here for sure.
yeah, 100%. Um, I think Chiron is going to have a lot more escape on this Izanami than the Chiron, just because you have that invisibility to at least work with.
Sure.
And your dash is kind of like you immediately almost like teleport somewhere, so that's nice if the King Arthur's running you down. Um, so you don't immediately just get like stunned out of your dash because I saw that once or twice and that looked unfortunate. Um, yeah, I don't. I honestly don't mind the Secret Seekers draft. I'm just curious to see how they're going to work together.
Yeah. Yeah, they have a lot of interesting individual pieces, but yeah, I would agree with you. I don't know how well they can execute this into the other team. Um, I
It's very
I'm
Kirk Stampy though.
it is, and I want to see this chalk jungle succeed. The jungle is, well, I don't want to say legendary. Maybe infamous is a better word. I don't
I
think
want it to succeed.
you don't want it to succeed.
No, I want it to. That sounds fantastic.
But I will say this though, with the giant AoE 3-second silence that the chalk brings. That can kind of make a team fight by itself if you get a good grouping around an objective.
Yeah,
So
absolutely.
yeah,
Yeah, I think I honestly like as much as I like don't like shock jungle, I feel like, to be fair, against the Izamami play style of their team, it's not that bad, just because you can see they group up really tight knit. Like they're very good at sticking next to each other. Like I got to give props to Lucent because he really is quite good at knowing to stay next to his carries and allow this one to pop off at this time, and then I'll go in and save this person. Like the target selection out of their team is very good in terms of peeling when they need to be. So I feel like having a shock to disarray that is not that bad, honestly, especially because you're going to be a little more tanky than how Loki was or would be.
definitely. Yeah, that's a very good point. Um, yeah, and how much damage mitigation he gets it in his ult, I think it's like 70%. It's really quite
It's
significant.
gross.
So,
It's so gross.
having said that, how do you feel about the Terra? I feel like we go through phases now and again where Terra's kind of popular and then she falls off, and I feel like right now she's not super popular. How do you feel about that?
Uh, I'm going to be honest. Every time I play Terra, I feel like I could do so much more on a different character. That's my opinion. Um, I, I'm not like it's kind of almost like the same thing that like most people feel with Kumba, right? Like there's like so much potential there, but I feel like reaching that full potential is kind of difficult all the time. You know what I mean? Like
For
the
sure.
ult, for instance, like that is by far the best team fighting ultimate. But unless you're like a Terra specialist, like getting full value out of that ult all the time is not that easy to execute. Um, Constantly like choosing between like CCing, like her kit is so integrative, which is nice to see in a character, but like for instance, are you healing your teammates with your stone or are you bursting it to peel? Do you know what I mean? Like it's
Hmm.
some of it's quite counterintuitive. So I'm interested to see it. Um, I'm hoping for a Herstonk out of drama. That would be really nice.
Yeah, I would fully expect to see an Ankh at this point. Um, Between the Terra, which obviously has a lot of healing, Nemesis, which also gets some healing, and just King Arthur doesn't have any innate healing, but he always has high HP 5, so any sort of healing reduction is always good, I suppose.
Yeah. I
Um,
definitely
yeah.
feel like if anything, the Secret Secrets can bring a lot of CC to kind of disrupt the game plan out of IzaMommies. Because realistically, you have like what, like all of Mulan's kit. That's a lot of CC coming out of her.
Hmm.
As long as Metro can hit that, right? I and I don't say that to be rude to him. It's just because I know and I suck at Mulan to hit that three. It's not the easiest ability all the time. But getting full value out of that kit is great. Anime is going to bring obviously a lot more CC than Killshot here. Gabba brings a lot more CC in my opinion than Fisher. Like there's more CC across the board for them. So I think if they play around that and play around their timers, that'll be great. We do see an early gank. Oh no, no,
Oh
oh,
man.
oh.
Yeah, and that is the danger. The tower actually has teeth again. Really doing the bulk of the work there. I do think the Morgan scales a little bit better than the Poseidon as into the
100%.
into the late game. So, provided that Gabba gets a good game in, I think that could really be the difference maker here.
Yeah. I agree. Morgan Le Fay, like, not nearly as good as she used to be, but man, is she a pain. She's just so annoying, right? And I think that's the entire Secret Seekers comp here, is they're all so annoying. Like, look at that. That's just annoying. Lots of return damage though. Holy cow. Yeah. Not even scared at all. Take the taunt and all.
Yeah, just
Lots of fighting.
lots of fighting, and looks like we have the first
Ooh.
blood going down onto the Mulan.
Yeah. Definitely not good for Metro here. That's really concerning. Having King Arthur and Nemesis run over a shock Mulan early game is not what you want to see. Nem and Arthur scale way better in my opinion.
Yeah, I would agree with that. I don't think Mulan Chalk comes up often in the conversation about best best solo duo lane or solo jungle.
Or just like best anything, but you know, that's
or
fine.
anything, sure. But we are gonna have a turnaround
way
kill.
Out of position there, yeah.
Good wherewithal by the team to kind of collapse on Lucent being out of position, and good on them for getting the kill onto the IzaMommy.
Yeah, I 100% agree. I feel like if now that Metro's down, I feel like you're not getting that pressure back from Arthur. I mean, it's Arthur, right? I feel like that lane might be a little bit gone for now. I mean, defend those buffs when you can, but honestly, there's no reason to gank at this point. I think now that we've seen a little bit of greediness come out of the IzaMommies dual lane, like that's where Anime wants to put its focus. Yeah, like look at that. Oh, love Arthur. Such a fun character, guys. Promise.
Oh, and he's already got the sovereignty done as well. Yeah, that's just...
I mean, like that lane is not happening now. Like, yeah.
Yeah, I think
that should be hitting a lot harder.
Now, when she gets the Soul Eater stacked, which is a big if at this point.
Oh no! Oh, we saw nothing, guys.
We did see nothing, but that was the charged ult out of the King Arthur. So
okay.
So it wasn't total loss. Just
I mean, that was also the ult out of the Mulan and Shock, though.
Well, we're gonna yada yada over that part, and no, you're absolutely right though. That's 2 for 1 ults, and King Arthur's gonna have his up again in like 30 seconds when he hits the wave with a stick or whatever.
Oh.
And now we're probably gonna get another follow-up kill onto the Mulan.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Ooh.
Yeah, it's pretty rough. Yeah, and both deaths on the Mulan and both kills going onto the Nemesis. So, and even with those 2 kills, she's only still about a level ahead of the Chalk on the other team. So, and now Chalk has just ticked over to 6 himself. So, not too much of a lead yet. Gold is still pretty minimal. It's only about 1,500, give or take. 1,300.
It was a good attempt. I like the attempt at a Chiron there.
Yep, good attempt. You kind of have to contest it a little early.
I'm not sure if this is an actual specific.
Oh, that was a really good taunt. Unfortunately, he still had the other dash up.
Yeah. Yeah. One thing I'd like to see, and you can see it in some fights. I think one thing that'd be really good for the Secret Seekers here is to call out their CP specifically. Because realistically, like if they all, or like if GABA and Post Drama thought of that at the exact same time, then that was an easy kill on solution. So. Oh. Oh no! Oh no! What would you like to see for Metro here?
Almost anything but what I'm seeing. I think, well, that was a great ult actually, and good that it went onto the Poseidon too. Probably gonna fall to the. Oh, but great use of the fear to maybe.
No way. No.
Oh man. Okay, well, for all that, looks like the Athena got out. I think for Metro, honestly, I want to see him not rotate and just farm that lane. I don't
Yeah.
think he's gonna have much use until he gets that Soul Eater stacked and maybe has started another item.
Yeah, no, I totally understand that. Yeah, unfortunately Arthur is now just going to be a beast. There's not a whole lot you can really do about that on your own as Mulan. It just is what it is. Um, as long as you're calling out when he's coming in, then that's great, right? And it looks like that actually did happen, despite Gabba being picked up. I mean, it looks like they actually had a pretty good plan for that. Really good taunt again out of post drama as well. I noticed that was really good. That was,
Yeah.
I honestly, that
Oh,
was
good ults. A lot of fighting. Looks like IzaMommies gonna fall, and maybe the Athena here as well.
yeah, falls too, 100%. Right, right.
Unless,
Oh
okay.
man,
Oh, but we might get a turnaround kill here if the
I was gonna say, I was like, there's no way, right? No, no.
oh,
Stop.
oh,
Stop.
oh
No way.
man. Oh, great
Oh,
Mulan pull though. And wow, actually gonna clean up
kill
the
shot,
Terra there.
kill shots,
So
everything. That's rude. That was so BM. That was so BM. And I'm not gonna lie, I kind of loved it. Um, like, oh my gosh, that was just style points right there. Oh man, yeah. Whew. Uh, I do like the idea coming out of Chiron and post drama there. Um, just using that global pressure and that stealth. I kind of love that. Just like have like a little bomb drop on you, and all of a sudden there's two people right there. Kind of smart. Unfortunately, um, the IzaMommies were there more in force, and I think I've noticed that in about all of the fights within this game and the last game. Um, there seems to be a pretty good chunk of rotation coming out of the IzaMommies in comparison. Um, so one thing I think I'd like to see is just them like knowing what their plan is in advance, so everyone can be there. Oh, you're no
oh
beautiful solo kill coming from Evan there. Holy cow,
yeah, and
that was close.
Evan making good use of the executioner pickup early. I think that really helps the boxing and even into the dominance that the Izanami has. So
Yeah, very interesting build coming out of both of them, honestly.
yeah,
Um,
and that is another missed. I don't think that we've had a
oh
Mulan ult hit yet.
no, we haven't. Oh no, and this is how you know the game's being rough when Terra can just run at three people for free and nothing happens. Oh, there we go. Kill shot finally, guys. Oh, wow. Big
And a
circles
double
upon
kill
big
for
circles.
the Poseidon there, and Chalk is
Just
probably going
jumping.
to
He
fall as
knows.
well. Oh, a 4-for-1 trade. Not
I mean,
ideal.
I guess they shut down kill shot. Like, we take those. Unfortunately, at the same time, anime also falls, and that makes him also be shut down. So that's kind of unfortunate. Um, yeah, I don't know. We're currently sitting at that's quite a bit more of a gold lead than we did the previous game. What would you like to see out of the secret speakers here? Yeah, it's quite a bit.
At this point, I mean, where do I start? I want to see more farming. I want to see. I don't think they need to be looking, and maybe they're not looking for as many fights. I don't think they need to continue a lot of these engagements. I think they might be trying a little bit too hard to get pressure back, and in so doing, they're putting themselves in worse position. Um, yeah, because at this point, they're what? They're down about 3.5 to 4K gold. And yeah, and the experience difference is pretty substantial. So I would probably just farm and then make sure you have good ward coverage around the objectives and contest those. I probably wouldn't be trying to contest just random people in the jungle.
Yeah, no, that's totally understandable because it's quite clear that the IzaMommies are more there in force. And we see them again trying to put a fight out here. Oh, no, Gabba. Oh, that was good out of her. Oh, that was really good. Oh, no.
It was very good. That's her Aegis.
That
Unfortunately,
took
she's
a
going to
long
fall,
time
but
to die.
a lot of poke on Terra, and it did take her a while to die. That's true.
Oh, oh, that was beautiful.
Wow.
Those two knew the game plan.
Well, I didn't expect the chalk one to do that much damage, but that really I guess he's got the
Chungle.
The Chungle.
Kill shot gets some things up here though.
Oh, yeah. And
that's a rough.
Oh, looks like a taunt spam coming out as well.
Ooh.
Must be that sort of game.
That looks like a rough, fun time for Athena, who never gets to dash ever around Poseidon. That's really fun and interactive.
Yeah, the giant pool of crippling. Yeah. It's real fun for all those characters.
Oh. And for some reason, Metro is over here in the left lane. I'm not entirely sure. Maybe they're gonna switch lanes. No, it looks like Karen's coming back here. Definitely interesting. I'm not entirely sure. Maybe Dragon Cat over and right is putting so much pressure onto Mulan. Metro feels like they cannot farm over in that right lane, but it looks like there's quite a bit of farm over there. So maybe counterintuitive.
Yeah, maybe so. And at this point, looks like Metro's itemizing probably toward that Genji's guard. Which makes sense. Yeah, there's not much to say at this point. Like, I think they have to position a little bit better around objectives, and they need to not do. Okay, I do like this call though. Like, they have at least a little bit of coverage on Gold Fury, so they're going to group up around Pyro.
No, I hate it.
I don't like it though because they don't have wards around Pyro. So, but they are able to secure it.
Did it.
They are going to probably lose the jungle.
No, they're good. There we go, good. Hey, not bad actually.
It looks like IzaMommies might have tried to steal it there. Maybe got a little too close.
Did they take down the gold? They took down the gold. Okay.
They did take down the gold.
Alright, so I mean, yeah, not a win for the Seekers, but I like the idea of them actually grouping together. But now they're just running into tons of people knowing they just got gold, so that's definitely not the play, but you know, it is what it is. Oh, and Evan's coming in like a maniac. Oh no.
Yeah, this is just, it's gotten out of hand very fast. I think now, maybe 2 minutes ago, it was only 3,500 gold. Now it's about 8K, so
yeah,
not ideal, and a pre-20 minutes fire fight.
And a 10K XP diff. That scares me more than anything. I've always said that unless you get to 10K in gold, it's not that big a deal. Oh, solo kill. Oh, and we got another spam out of kill shot.
Yeah.
Oh no. Oh. Yeah,
just
I'm
not ideal.
Sure how to get back into this, honestly. I feel like the IzaMommies scale so much better. Kind of concerning.
At this point, yeah, they scale better, and they're grouping better than the Secret Seekers are. So, yeah, I think you kind of just have. Their defense isn't terrible between the Athena and the Mulan, so the Phoenix defense might be okay, but it's hard to find a little bit of a positive here.
I mean, realistically, like I said, if they group all their CCs up together, like Gabba can do so much here. Mm-hmm. Like, she will be so good at keeping them close enough, but also, like, at the same time, like, you can kind of split them apart at the same time, which is so nice. I think Morgan Le Fay is so good on Phoenix defenses. Interestingly enough, it looks like we're gonna have anime caught out here. That's definitely not how you want to use the shot ball, unfortunate. It does get out though.
No, not so much.
Important part.
Yep, gets out unscathed.
I mean, honestly, I think they're doing a great job at turtling right now, though. I personally think that IzaMommies should have got things like ages ago. The tower should have been gone, like, I don't know, like a minute ago. They're all just kind of hanging through the jungle, so that's not a big deal. We take those, I guess.
Yeah, I guess they're viewing this as more of a marathon and less of a sprint. I think they know that they can pretty easily secure these. They're just, I guess, more concerned with getting the wave. Uh, I don't know. I guess now they're grouping for it because they do have a pretty stacked minion wave of their own over there. But this should fall pretty easily. Kind of bizarre that they didn't get the right hand tower while they were over there. But better late than never, I guess. And I don't think that they have more than maybe a minute left on this FG, right? So...
Yeah. Oh, it looks like someone's getting caught out in mid kill shot.
Oh yeah. But he is a nemesis and he is ahead and he can always just run away.
Doing it to BM, so
he is definitely doing it for that purpose. Yeah. Oh,
oh no.
I don't know about that. That was just a little bit too quick on the trigger there.
Oh no. Well, now you know at least, if anything, you're not going to want to contest that fire giant.
Right.
Yeah, it does. Yeah, this is interesting. Oh, that's a big goal difference. You know the game's in a rough state when the support is ahead of the entire enemy team. In terms of net worth, that's unfortunate. Okay, and it does look like the enemy is just tower down. Oh, yeah. I don't even know what to say really. Like, they're just kind of swallowing them alive at this rate. Ooh, that's a big gold lead. Oh no, please don't contest it, no.
Oh good. Disaster averted. At least for the time being. So
the thing that sucks is I really do want them to come and like at least show some face, but like that's not as easy to do when you just have their entire team to run at you. And honestly, the IzaMommies team is so good at chasing, like, and it's not even close. Like, Poseidon's faster than like probably your whole team if it's too active, and Arthur's got his 80 dash kind of things. Nemesis, Terra, like literally, that's gross. Like, so easy for picking people out and chasing them down. And with the lead they have, like, why not, right? I do like the idea here actually coming out of post drama and Chiron. I think as long as they take this power quickly, and they're back for the defense, I'm assuming that the mommies are gonna do some quick. Yeah. Oh no, you guys have to show up for that, right, Phoenix? Everyone's back right now.
Oh yeah, what is?
No.
They're not gonna be. They're gonna be in a pretty bad, rocky position to contest this if they can contest it at all. Although, yeah, I don't even know if.
As soon as you hear them get fire giant and they can see the team left. Wait, oh my gosh.
Oh my. Huge. Okay, so that's that composition working as intended, and we just haven't seen it up until this point. But that was actually a great CC chain. Unfortunately, it was onto the Terra and not any of the key damage dealers, but it looks like the Athena's gonna fall here. I would imagine they'd probably try and poke this out a little bit.
They're gonna play it safe and go for that mid Phoenix. Yeah, okay.
I mean, I guess that's fair too, right? With Terra being gone and with King Arthur at around half, probably don't want to make any overtly risky plays.
Hey, well, that was rude. Yeah, I don't know, man. Oh, that's rough. Yeah, as soon as you hear them get, and this is PSA to every team, as soon as you hear them get Fire Giant and you have members on your team split pushing in whatever lane, everyone needs to be there to defend that Phoenix that is closest to the Fire Giant, because most teams will pull what the IzaMommies just did because it's a nice, free, easy Phoenix, because some people won't be there to defend it in time.
Absolutely.
Hmm. It actually
Yeah.
looks like Choco's going into crit. That's
I was just looking at
interesting.
that. I mean, Nemesis, you can kind of build what you want. Like, she does have a fair amount of versatility. I personally don't like the crit, but I guess they're far enough ahead that it doesn't matter too much.
Yeah, that's what I was thinking. Just pick anything that has damage on it, and then you're like good to go.
Yeah, I kind of wondered if we might see something like the oh, not the Pridwen, the other one. The one that grants vision on stealthed things. Um, no,
No,
no.
I.
That's
Do you mean what is that one
it's
called?
not.
It's not Joden's. It's in the same tree, right? Pressure.
It's in the it's in the same tree as Pridwen. Um,
Okay.
Erendite, thank you.
Oh, Erendite.
Coming in clutch with the memory there. Yeah, Erendite. I kind of you see that sometimes coming out from the Nemesis.
That's true.
Um,
That's a really underbought item in my opinion. I think
I
that item is
agree.
so good.
It
I
yeah,
always forget about it personally, but still.
yeah, it looks like we got the frenzy getting popped here. That Phoenix is gonna fall really fast,
Oh man,
and
that.
the chalk just melts.
Oh,
And oh, that's huge damage coming off of that Kraken. Izanami's gonna fall, and that's probably kill shot diving into
no
the fountain.
kill shot BM.
Uh,
Sounds alright. Okay. Yeah,
okay,
now
so
that looks like,
that will do it. Um,
yeah.
so a pretty, I will say, a pretty clean set from the Izamamis across the board. Um, they grouped together when they needed to. They drafted a good composition and then executed on it. So
Yeah, absolutely.
don't have too many notes uh, to add.
Yeah, I 100% agree. That was really well played, honestly, out of the Izamomis. That was really good. We like to see it.
Yeah. Okay, so let's take a look at some of those stats. Um, Fisher had a great game off of that Poseidon, 8-1 and 7. Evan also had another great ADC game. And then Dragon Lord Cat coming in with, I think, a completely deathless set. So that's always exciting. Uh,
Yeah, everyone at the mid-season, I'm not gonna lie, this guy is underrated, clearly. Um, really great performance, honestly, and a really great performance basically out of the entire Izamami's team. That was really clean, honestly.
yeah, yeah. And if you're secret seekers, I guess it wasn't all bad, right? There were some genuine good sequences there. I think there's just some little tweaks with communication, getting a little bit more in sync. And I realized that both teams were playing with subs, um, but the Athena taunt into the chalk silence was a great sequence there that did
Mhm.
net them a kill at the very end. So more of that. Uh, yeah. I don't have too much to add after this on this set, to be honest.
Yeah, absolutely, 100%. We potentially could get someone for an interview, I'm sure.
That is
Let's
true.
see.
And if not, it does look like there is another set happening right now that's currently in picks and bans.
That is true.
Well, hold on just a second. I'm gonna see if Oath actually wanted to.
Hello, hello.
Hello. How are you feeling after that game?
Really good. We didn't get to have a game last week, so it was a big one.
That's good. What was your game plan going into this? It looked like you guys knew exactly what you wanted.
Uh, we almost didn't. It threw us in a tailspin. Our solo got called into work early, like a couple hours before the game started, so we just got DLC in here. But I think you saw in picks and bans, we really tried to prioritize his pick to make him comfortable and then kind of draft around that King Arthur. So yeah, I
Yeah,
think it worked out pretty well.
he was a monster on that King Arthur. Like that. He deserves more respect on that King Arthur. That was disgusting.
I know that
Uh,
might be the first deathless set, I think.
yeah, that's pretty intense.
I
Um,
was very proud of him.
why? I was wondering because they did leave ESET open. Why did you just decide to go for Poseidon instead? I feel like I have a couple reasons for that, but I don't know if they align with your own.
I mean, game one, I was really self-conscious because I had some pretty low damage numbers, and just I felt like Iset gets dived super, super hard by like Shock and Athena, and at least with Poseidon, I could kind of peel him off with the Kraken. But the front line made so much space that I would have been fine with Iset. They were the goats of the set for real.
That's good to hear. 100%. Um, okay, Tanner, do you have any questions?
I mean, I think you kind of asked them already. I don't have too much to add to that. The Poseidon looked really smooth. The King Arthur looked great. Um, yeah, I was really impressed overall with your grouping and with your calls. I think a lot of teams at this stage in the season, some of them haven't quite found their footing yet, but it seems like you guys have kind of found that footing and found the right mixture of who makes the shot calls. Would you say that that's correct?
Yeah, I think we all contribute a little bit, but Evan has a ton of experience. He's doing really good shot calling for the most part, but I think we're pretty variable. Like if anybody wants to go for a certain play, most of us kind of flex towards that. It's been working not having a dedicated shot caller, but in Evan's words, he does want to thank the academy. I don't know what that means, but he did want me to say that at some point, so gotta get that out there.
Of course, of course. Um, yeah, the academy always has to be acknowledged in crucial interviews like this, so
Always
that's
the
good.
academy.
Um, yeah, I don't know that I have too much to add. I mean, that was a pretty cut and dried, clear cut win both games. So congrats on the victories, and I'm excited to see you guys